Hi, everybody. Sherri Leopold here, and I am excited today to introduce you to an incredible wow warrior. And you know what? She's also known as the Water Woman, or so I hear, which we're going to find out a little bit from Jacqueline Price. What that means exactly. Welcome, Jacqueline. I am so happy to have you here today.
Thank you, Sherri. It's a pleasure being here.
I first have to say, of course, Jacqueline is one of our 2024 Wow Warrior VIPs. She is amazing and she is doing big things in the world. And you might have heard from her accent, she is from down under. I just want to say congratulations on being one of the 2024 Wow Warriors. I'm so incredibly grateful to have you part of our community, and you are such a treasure. I want to talk a little bit about some of the things you do. You have a real passion for helping people, which is not surprising as a wow warrior that you would have that passion. But you have a very specific focus, hence the title, The Water Woman. Jacqueline, tell us a little bit about what that passion is and a little bit about who you are.
Thank you, Sherri. Yes, I've been now named the Water Woman, and it's so exciting because people don't realize the importance of drinking water. Your body's 75% water, so unless you drink sufficient water and the right water, you will become dehydrated. And most diseases come from dehydration, and people don't realize this. And depending on your body weight, how much water you need to drink every day. And if you're an athlete, it's even more because you're putting out a lot of energy and need to replace that energy with the water so you can continue to be fit and while you're competing. So it's so important drinking water and not just any water, Enagic water, life changing water.
I love that. She slipped that right in there so you know what she's talking about. So let's just ask the obvious question. Tell us, what does Enagic water mean? What is Enagic water?
Enagic is the name of the company. It came from Japan. It's been celebrating now 50 years this year in June. And I'm going to Okinawa, Japan with around 5,000 others to celebrate this occasion. Enagic started with large processes in the hospitals way back, and then they decided they need something for the household, a smaller version. So then they brought out some more devices and processes to suit the household, going from one you put in the kitchen to one in the shower, and also a turmeric, which is Yukon, which is grown in Okinawa, Japan. So it's a supplement you take to help with arthritis and many other problems. And taking the turmeric along with drinking the Enagic water, it complements each other, and you feel so much healthier and lots more energy. And as you age, and no matter what age, really, some people get arthritis, and it's just magic to help you with that arthritis as well.
I love that. And you know what? I think the statistic is, and it might be just in the US. And by the way, she is from down under, as I said. But in the US, I believe the statistic is that 75% of all people are dehydrated to some point or another. And so I agree with you. I think that water is like incredibly important to our body. And as a licensed brain trainer, and your brain is mostly water, you don't want your brain fog creeping in because your brain is shrinking because your other parts of your body need the water, and that's what it's going to take from. Excellent point that you made, and so true. So let's talk a little bit about what makes the difference for Enagic water. What is it that separates that from just like turning on your tap? Now, I know there's a lot of things, but can you give us maybe 3 or 4 reasons why maybe somebody shouldn't drink out of the tap? How about that? We'll start there.
Thank you, Sherry. Yes, mostly out of your tap. There's always chemicals coming through from depending on what the source is, and quite often there's chlorine. So either of these is very toxic for your body. So with the Enagic processes, it cleans out with the special filters in each one, cleans out all those chemicals and toxins out of that water. So you're drinking healthy water. And it's so important because it's electrolyzed reduced water. So it's ionized. So because it's a negative charge, which we test with an ORP meter, so it's oxidation reduction potential, the Enagic water is anything from minus 800 to minus 1,000 millivolts, whereas tap water, it's a positive charge of anything around 300 to 800 plus millivolts. And when that tap water hits your stomach, it sits there and sloshes around because it takes a long time to be absorbed into your body and into your cells to be healthy. So it sits and sloshes, you don't absorb properly, and you're not hydrated properly. So the magic of Enagic water, it's negative charge, so it absorbs immediately into your cells and goes through your body into your brain. Your brain's 90% water. So if you don't have sufficient water in your body, you don't brain function either.
That's true. And I'd probably point out that I think I've met a few people might be suffering in that department. So I want to ask you, I know you talked about the water being ionized in a certain way. And what is, Jacqueline, what would be some of the detrimental effects of continuing to drink like tap water? Because there are some negative long-term effects of what is in here in I'm in central United States. We have a lot of farm fields and you never know what's running off into the water from all of that stuff, let alone the other things. But what are some of the health risks that you would incur possibly by continuing to drink tap water?
Continuing to drink your tap water with the chemicals that are in it, and most of the time chlorine, it's very toxic for your body. And your body runs at a pH of about 7.4. So if you're not drinking the sufficient amount of water, your body's pH levels will go out of whack and it causes a lot of health problems. Anything from memory problems, arthritis, and anyone that has a long term illness. It's a lot of detriment to that body, and the body won't heal itself. And in the right environment, which Enagic water does, the body will naturally heal itself in the right environment, whereas tap water won't give that body the right environment to heal naturally, whereas Enagic water does with that negative charge, gives that body time to say, I have the right water, I can now naturally heal myself.
I love that. I think maybe it should be called in magic water.
It's magic water.
I love it. I think we're going to take a quick break here, Jacqueline. And I actually, when we come back, I want to hear your story about how you got introduced to it and the difference that it's made in your life personally. We'll hear that right after we come back from this quick message. Okay, so we're just going to be silent here for a second. I'll start back up at 8:30. And we are back from our quick break, and I'm so delighted to continue the conversation with Jacqueline Price. And we are going to hear what her story is and how she got introduced to Enagic water. Jacqueline, can you share with us how that came to be?
Absolutely. Thanks, Sherri. Initially, I was helping Mark, a customer with my other business with ACN, with his mobile and NBN, and I had a continual cough because I had dad go into care and lots going on, and I ended up with bronchitis and I just couldn't shift it. It lingered on for 12 months. And Mark said, I have a solution for you, and it's water. I said, Water? I said, Yes. So he explained it to me. I made the decision on the spot. I needed my own Enagic processor, and I haven't looked back. I've been drinking the water now for 6 months. No more problems with bronchitis. We all get an occasional cough with all the weather changes, but I feel so much better in myself. Everyone says, Wow, you look so great. I said, Yes, it's the magic water.
I love that. So who doesn't want magic water? And I actually really love the fact, Jacqueline, that you were helping somebody with something else. And in turn, they shared something with you that was life changing, right?
Yes,
And it wasn't just something that changed your life. You're now helping other people make that shift, if you will, from, if you want to say sickness to wellness, right?
yes,
Because life is not about trying not to get sick, it's about living well, right?
yes.
And can you share a little bit about some of the other or some of the physical changes aside from the cough that you've noticed since you started using the water for yourself?
Thanks, Sherri. Yes, I'm finding I have a lot more energy now. I can basically up around 5:30 a.m. and going through till 10 o'clock at night. I might have a bit of a rest in between, put your feet on a chair for 10 minutes just to recuperate, but I'm visit my dad in care now, and he's 93, and I take the water to dad, and he just drinks my water as well. And at 93, you wouldn't pick, he looks about 70. So we're all living longer and feeling healthier and more energy. And the Enagic water gives you longevity, more energy, and you feel so much healthier. And I share the water with lots of family and friends. And one lady had lupus. I've shared the water with her, and she feels amazing now, less pain from the lupus. And one of the ladies where dad is at care home, her son has autism. And now this will assist with the autism as well. So he's now starting to drink the water. I said, look, just slowly introduce it to him. You may have to add a colouring to it because with autistic children and adults, they can smell difference. And often they're smelling the chlorine and used to it, but there's no smell to the Enagic water, and he thinks, Mum, this is different. I can't smell it anymore. I said, just introduce it slowly and he'll love it. It's a beautiful taste. And if you're drinking chlorine water, you can taste the difference. And if I travel, I take my Enagic processor with me. When I travelled to San Diego in January, I took it. And when I tested the water there, it was full of chlorine. So it's so toxic when you're drinking and showering in chlorine.
I think that's a good point. So we use that to say we're going to kill bacteria, but there's no sense in killing yourself while you're trying to kill something else going to kill you. I think that what we think we're doing is right, but there's such a detrimental health benefit or
That's
no
right.
health to our detrimental to our health. So I want to ask you, how does it feel, Jacqueline, to be able to be the one that has shared this product with the lady that you said had lupus and have her get those benefits? How does that feel for you?
You just feel on top of the world because you're sharing and you're touching hearts and changing lives, which I love doing on a daily basis. And everyone you meet, what water are you drinking? What does it taste like? Oh, my water's terrible. Let me share some water with you. Wow, this is amazing. It tastes so much nicer than this tap water I'm drinking.
Absolutely. And I've been to a couple places in the United States where like you could turn the faucet on, you could smell the water coming out of the
Yeah,
faucet is so vile. Oh my gosh. I'm like, I couldn't even take a shower at the place because I couldn't stand the smell of the water, which is like pretty scary. But with that being said, I want to talk a little bit about what does it look like if somebody is, oh my gosh, I need that water. What does that look like for them, Jacqueline? What would they need to do?
but they need to contact me initially at enagicwater2024@gmail.com. I can then share some more information about the importance of having the Enagic water, electrolyzed reduced water with a negative charge, and just share like the positive charge of your tap water sloshes in your stomach and doesn't absorb, and you don't be hydrated sufficiently. Whereas Enagic water will do this straight away, and the importance of, depending on your size, whether you're children, an adult, or whether you're an athlete, using the right amount of water each day. If you're competing, of course, you'll drink more water. If you're unwell, it's still important to drink the water because unless you hydrate your body properly, you won't recover from an illness.
All good information. And I think there's different processes, right? I know you mentioned that obviously you have a mobile one because you took it with you on your
Yes,
trip. So if they contact you at enagicwater2024 at gmail.com, they can find out what process is going to be best for them and
yes,
their situation. And you can give them specific information to their specific challenges, if you will, whether they're health
that's
challenges or just some people just want to have an improvement in their health and maybe don't even realize how much they could improve their health if they just cleaned up their water and got magic water instead
that's right.
of
They
it's
don't realise the importance of drinking the right water. They think,
yeah,
oh, water's water. Drinking bottled water. If they knew more about bottled water, they wouldn't touch bottled water either.
that's interesting. And so before we close, I want you to share a little bit about why is bottled water an issue?
Bottled water is a big issue because it's all plastic. If you crinkle those bottles, you're getting those chemicals out of that plastic, those nanochemicals, and you're drinking that water. and every time you crinkle that bottle, you're getting more. So if you have water at all, it needs to be in a solid plastic container, not the ones you buy off the shelf that just imagine crinkle what you're drinking.
On top of the fact that it probably isn't the right pH anyway.
That's right.
And you never know how long those bottles have been sitting as well, and to me, that's always an issue when you're talking about with plastic as well. Always good information, and you're always inspiring, Jacqueline. Every time I talk to you, I'm like, "She's the water guru." That's what I'm gonna call you.
Oh, that's a good one. Water guru.
That's right. Because you know your stuff. And I think, you know what, you do it with heart. And I think that's the thing that I love about you. Every time I talk to you, Jacqueline, I learn something. And I hope that people watching today have been able to learn something from you. I do hope they will connect with you. You can email Jacqueline at Enagic, Enagic, water, Water, 2024 at gmail.com. Just put more info in your email headline, and Jacqueline will get you some information about the Enagic system and what it will be for you and what it will look like for you to get your own magic water running right from your home. So I want to say thank you so much, Jacqueline, for being here today. I adore you. I am so pleased to call you friend. And I'm so proud of the work that you're doing and the work you're doing with heart, because that is what I see each and every time you talk about this. Your heart shows, your heart for helping other people to a better healthful space. So I appreciate you. I want to say thank you so much for being here today and sharing the Enagic magic water with all of us.
Thank you. Change your water, change your life. It's that simple.
There you go. Check mark. Thank you.
Thank you, Sherri.